As I'm sure many of you are already aware, about a week ago, the progressive liberals, in their infinite wisdom out in San Bruno, California, that run YouTube, decided to hand my channel both a warning and a strike in less than a week. The warning was for covering the Trump rally in Coleman, Alabama. The strike was for asking for accountability for something that happened here in Florida, thousands of miles away from them. Now, we all know this platform is completely run by liberals. They have their agenda. But what most people don't know is the channel is run by children. And I mean that sincerely. These are not intellectual giants. These people are not experienced. They're not nuanced. They're not sophisticated. They don't really even know how to think. All they know how to do is feel. And I will confess, the video that got my channel a strike was meant to hurt feelings. So I probably should have, in retrospect, been a little nicer, but I'm sure many of you are asking yourself a question by now. Wait a minute, Maki. I saw videos from your channel all week. Doesn't it mean when you get a strike that for 7 days you can't upload any new content? Well, that's very true. I didn't upload, quotes, any new content. What it doesn't prevent me from doing is making public or publishing content that had already been uploaded to YouTube just in an unlisted status. Now, this is key because this goes to a wider argument that's being had all across this country about accountability and Section 230. See, now here's the warning that I got. Community guideline strike. 1 of 3 community guideline strikes. Your content was removed due to a violation of our community guidelines. You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. Now, I pulled this off of my channel yesterday, 1 day left. It was a 7-day ban on uploading, posting at my communities tab, or live streaming. But the videos that were already uploaded to YouTube, just in an unlisted status, unpublished, they couldn't stop me from doing anything about. As you can see here, the warning was for this live, and I deleted the content that they said was offensive. Now, those of you who aren't professional YouTubers wouldn't know this. Some of you will. Just bear with me because this is important. You see, when you upload a video, you can upload it in one of actually 5 statuses. Scheduled, meaning it's going to post at some future date. Private, meaning only you can see it. Unlisted, meaning only those you share the link with can see it. And then public, everyone can see it. And there's even a 5th one called members only, meaning only people who have subscribed to your channel can see it. So you can upload anytime you want to and leave stuff up in unlisted status. If YouTube were to try to do anything about this with their strike system and say, okay, well, you can't publish your videos during a strike or timeout, that would make them in charge of the publishing. You see, they did this last year. They added something called a publish button, meaning that the channel operator is actually the publisher. And here it is right here. You upload the video, you leave it in either private or unlisted status, and that's when you add the title, you add whether it's monetized or not, you add the description. There's all sorts of different settings that have to go on. You can go in and blur things out. You can clip audio. You can do all sorts of stuff while it's in unlisted status. Once it's exactly like you like it, then you can publish it. You can. Or you can just leave it there. Now, I had dozens and dozens of videos sitting on their servers unlisted. This is how you beat them. Because they're not sophisticated people. YouTube can be beaten. No provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. This is what this whole Section 230 thing is about. And politicians on both sides of the aisle want Section 230 redone because they believe somehow those on the platform are working against them. The ones on the left think the right has too much of a say and too much support. The ones on the right think the leftists that run the platform are deleting and channel batting, which they've already admitted they have. It's really odd to see that, here in Florida, we passed a law about big tech accountability, and Joe Biden, too, wants this. So this is a politician thing. But in response to this, I created something called the Florida MAXAR Alpha Site. Those of you who are familiar with the Stargate franchise will know what Alpha Site means. During a foothold situation, if aliens were ever to invade Earth, they had a place they could go and rally. They had a backup point and a rally point. So this is what this is, just like it is written here. Florida MAXAR Alpha Site, up to 406 subscribers. Was hoping after a week it would be larger than this. The Patriot Nurse had to do this for her channel. And in, not very long at all, she had, I believe, thousands, over 10,000 subscribers. So, but her channel's bigger than mine. It is what it is. But would like to see a lot more of you here. I put up 8 songs. We did a walkthrough in the forest behind my property. Different things from psychological operations. 8 songs of my own and another one by a friend. We did an Antarctica video. A speech from Governor DeSantis. All sorts of stuff over here that I'm sure a lot of you missed. But anyway, Florida MAXAR, just like the regular channel, and then just add the words Alpha Site, and you'll find yourself there. Now, in order to stay in the good graces of the children in San Bruno, I thought we would perhaps talk about something a little less politically charged, like an issue in Antarctica that has cropped up. I have found some more images and things that I think a lot of you would be very interested to see. Notice how after the UFO report came out, they buried everything. They absolutely buried the entire story. Now, this was a video that I did just May of this year, May 20. Antarctica alert, alien outpost discovered on Google Earth. We are not alone anymore. And as you can see, even now, see May, June, July, August, September, what is that, 3 months? Only 10,000 views. By comparison, a couple of years ago, my Antarctica videos used to get 100,000 in that time. So a lot less interested. I don't think YouTube is shadow banning Antarctica. I think it's just people just aren't as interested. But make no mistake, the rest of the world is very, very interested in Antarctica and what's been found down there. And they're being hush-hush about it. They're being very, very quiet. They have found ways to get under the ice sheet. Now, this is, of course, an artist's representation. When you get under the ice sheet, that's when everything changes. That's when the entire dynamic is very different. Many people think Antarctica, penguins, seals, wind, ice, rock, and snow, uninhabitable, dark 3 months out of the year, 6 months maybe. They have found structures. They have found things they cannot explain. I'm going to show some of those to you today. It's a continent larger than the entirety of Europe, virtually unexplored. And make no mistake, we have found some things down there that are clear evidence. The militaries of the world are vying for control of that final continent. Now, Google Earth Pro is a wonderful tool. I'll give you the details and the locations of everywhere we go today, but we'll start here. We've shown many images like this before, but as you can see right here, clearly, is a doorway in the ice. Satellites have been picking this stuff up for years and years and years. This isn't the only one. And they're all strangely just about the same size. But let's measure this one real quick. And we'll do it in meters. This one is about 5.7 meters across, which is about 6 yards, 18 to 20 feet across. And about 10, maybe a little bit larger, 10 yards high, which comes out to about 9 meters. Now, this is just one. We have found so many others. One of the more popular ones that I have shown in multiple videos is way over here. Can anyone explain how this opening could be so perfect? Now, remember the size of the last one? In meters. Once again, across 7.69 meters, about 8 yards across, about 25 feet. Virtually the same size. The height on this one is a little bit hard to determine, but we're just going to ballpark here. About 40 feet high, which in meters, about 12 meters. But you can see the angles. And speaking of angles, by the way, I found a perfect, literally a perfect, two of them actually, triangles. I don't know how anybody could look at this and tell me it is anything other than an artificial structure. There is something under the ice there that is not natural. Because when you look at it in context of everything else around it, it sticks out like a sore thumb. Even from eye altitude, where are we here? 1,600 feet, from 2,000 feet in the air, you can see this. Here's 5,000 feet in the air. It would still stick out as something totally unnatural, nothing like it around. And if it was just one, you'd think, well, that could be an anomaly. But check out this one. And sometimes these only show up in certain layers. And there it is. This is the 2010 layer. No chance that is natural. Nature just doesn't create this kind of stuff. It just doesn't. And I found half a dozen other things I'm going to share over the next week. Saucer craft frozen in ice, a building with a moat around it, structural components that you can see from things that were built and now the melt is revealing them. I mean, all sorts of stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to share this video with you guys today. Historically, we have found so many other things, remnants of walls, a pyramid, a moai. Here's that building with the moat. That's kind of a preview. We've used images like this, and there's a strange story out now about Antarctica's doomsday glaciers fighting an invisible battle against the inner Earth, meaning that, oh yeah, the Earth heating up from below is causing more of the melt than what they thought. And they've also admitted now the land bridge between South America and Antarctica. So I will leave it there, but after 7 days, I think this is clear proof that they are afraid. They're afraid of accountability, and they're afraid of honesty. And I'll leave it there. God bless. Like, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys tonight on Twitch.